What's happening, fishing friends? Welcome to another episode. Today we've got a little gear unboxing, showing thoughts, first impressions, all that stuff. Through most of the year, I really cut back on buying a lot of the gear, doing a lot of the unboxings, try to just get out, fish, have more fun, and I did, but it seems that November has been kind of expensive because I got some new things that I really wanted to try that were just coming out from, iCast and such. So anyway, enough yapping. Let's get into it. Starting with this one. I have not even opened this yet. Literally just got it, just arrived on the doorstep, the Baits EDC. So this was one that I didn't even know about until some people started doing some of the videos that I cast. Now, Baits has been known for the higher end reels. Most of their reels are like $350, $400-ish. I bought the one Tackle Warehouse one with my tax return last year. $400 is a lot to spend on a reel. It's a great reel, but I mean, you look at like a Tatula or a Corrado for half the price. For a dummy like me, usually I'm going to take those. Well, what Baits has done is they've released this, the EDC, and this is a digitally controlled reel. Now, it's a cast aluminum frame instead of CNC milled like all of the other ones. So they take like a solid block of aluminum, CNC it out. That's why those other ones are more expensive. This is their first entry to a cast aluminum reel, which is what we're more used to with, a Tatula or these other reels on the market. Okay, now this is my first time looking at it, seeing it. I didn't even take it out of the box to look at it before. I wanted first impressions to be here. First thing is, it's light. Most of the DC reels, or I guess the only DC reels I have are Shimano's, so like your SLX, your Corrado, and you pick them up and they feel heavy. This thing feels light. What's it weigh? Oh, quick look at the specs here. 6.2 ounces, 15 pounds of drag, holds 100 yards of 30 pound, must be, okay, braided line, 100 yards of 12 pound monofilament. I got the 7 1-to-1 speed in right hand. Wow, 6.2 ounces for a digitally controlled reel. So if we pop this open, just got the little switch back there. There's no instructions, and when I pull this back, I don't know if it's supposed to be just a tight fit, but I tried twisting this off. I tried, pulling it out to the side, and I didn't want to force it. It doesn't want to come, so I'll wait till there's instructions. I did get this over at Tackle Warehouse. They're available now. Of course, I'll leave all my links below. If you pick up any of this stuff with my links, a little bit comes back to me, so I appreciate the heck out of you if you do that. So I won't take the brakes out yet. I'll just give first impressions. The one thing I absolutely love, they put a large handle on here and larger handle knobs. These feel great. They're textured, almost like your pew-pew stippling texturing right there. Feels good. I noticed the Drag Star has kind of a finesse click to it, but it has a clicking drag. So if the fish is pulling line out, drag out, it is going to click for you a little bit. Super small frame to it. I'll put these side by side this way. Look at the size of this compared to the Tatula. That's the Tatula 150 compared to this one. A much smaller reel size. That's probably hard to tell in there, but in hand you can definitely tell the difference. A little bit shorter, good small compact reel. A little bit of sound to it, but overall, man, this thing feels really, really good. So EDC, I don't know if that's supposed to be like your play on words of the everyday carry. So this is your everyday reel, digitally controlled. Looks to be well built. It's got the good, what are those, Torx Star, whatever those are, and not just kind of the cheap Phillips screws in it. So it seems to be good for cast aluminum, for them, making the first venture into it. I am really excited to get it out. The spool tension is nice and stiff on it, which I like. And you can see it's this aluminum knurled, so it's not going to move. Overall, love it. Okay, the Baits EDC reel, excited to test it. Okay, next up, another reel, another one that I was really excited to get, the Daiwa Tatula X. So this is replacing the Tatula CT. This comes in at $149. One that I was excited to get because I think it's going to be, again, at that sweet price point. This one does have the hyperdrive to it. The frame feels a little smaller, more like the Tatula 100. How they kind of reduced that a little bit. I'll do a full tabletop comparison review and all that after I get this out to use it tomorrow. I got a 3/4 ounce spanner bait thrown on there. I'm going to try slow rolling that, but feels good in hand. Not any crazy, differences. Like I said, it feels like the frame's maybe a little bit smaller. Still got your zero adjust tensioner, so you shouldn't have to touch that out of the factory. If you're new to Daiwa brakes with the MagForce Z brakes, It's got an induction cone that moves in and out of the side plate. So with your spool tension, you don't want to set that super tight and you don't want it loose where there's a bunch of side-to-side play. You want your spool tension set so there's like one 1/1,000,000th or 1/1000th of a, is that even a thing? I don't know. So there's just the itsy bitsy teeny tiniest bit of play there so that spool can move freely, and everything, all your adjusting and everything is done with the dial over here for your brakes. Everything is done that way, no matter if you're switch lures or not. That's why I think Daiwa has the best braking system on the market. So Tatula X threw on some 17-pound fluoro. We're going to take that out tomorrow to try it. Now, why don't we just go right into the rod? I did pick up a couple Abu rods. So this is the Veritas, and which one is it? Tournament edition. So it's the black Veritas, which I really like these. I had a, what was it, one of the Pro models. They were like $199 last year. Those were on sale for I think like $130. I grabbed, I think it's the Hank Cherry chatterbait rod. I need to do a review on that because that rod was sick. Loved it. And this is pretty similar. It's a 7.4 medium heavy, moderate fast, rated for lures 1/4 to 1 ounce. So this should be perfect for moving baits, you know, your chatterbait, spinner baits. It's got a soft enough tip where that fish can get it in its mouth and your rod starts to load up before you actually pull and set into them. So I like a softer rod for moving baits like that. Fit in hand, absolutely awesome. Not a whole bunch of stuff down here. I don't like a bunch of, you know, bumpy stuff or like weird, I don't know, deals down here. Keep it very, very minimal. And that rod trigger is pushed up farther toward the reel, so fit in hand is absolutely spectacular. Even if you have smaller hands, something like this, if you hold the rod like I do, I put my pinky behind the rod trigger deal back there. Finger up here, absolutely 100% very, very comfortable, easy to fish all day like that. You're even in contact with the blank down here, and I don't know, some of these have like a, I don't know, a sheath or something with the handle where it slips on. This to me looks like that is on the actual blank there too, so some people really like that. I don't know that it makes a huge difference. What I really do like is the reel nut here. All this is smooth. Why don't more companies do this? I put my finger there and it's comfortable. More companies do that. Makes sense to me. I don't know. But anyway, rod feels really good. I did get to use this the other day. I was throwing an underspin on it and really, really like it. That's why I switched to this, to throw the Tatula X on there and throw some spinnerbaits with it. So those, why don't we just go over to this on the other end of the spectrum? I think that rod is like $170. The Tatula X is $150. Let's go more of a budget direction. This, I'm calling it now. I think this will probably be my favorite budget reel on the market. So the Abu Garcia Max X before, that red and black one, 50, I think, ish dollars. Loved it. For a budget reel, absolutely loved it. This one, the new Max X, I think is, unfortunately, like everything, it's gone up. I think $65, something like that, $69. Again, like I said, I'll link all these below so you can check them out and look. But if you can find these on sale, you know, 15, 20% off, I think it's going to be an awesome deal because they've made this one similar to the Revo 5 generation that they released last year. And I need to do more reviews on those. I did a review on the Revo SX, which I really liked. But they've kind of got this contour frame, which I like because when you put your finger in front of it and hold it, look at what your finger does when you put it up there. And that's the way the frame on this, on the reel, is done. I can't really do that. It doesn't really show you, but I like how that contours and fits. It's not too big of a frame. Sometimes with the cheap reels, you get like a big bulky frame. You can just tell it feels cheap. To me, this does not feel that way at all. I wish these had the same handles as like the Revo SX. They're like, I don't know, probably another ½ inch or so bigger. These aren't bad at all. I like them. They're the rubber, so you can see it does absolutely grab and stick to it. I wish those handle knobs were just a tiny bit bigger, but that's probably one of the reasons they keep that. So you have to buy the Revo if you really like that, marketing deal. But overall, really like the reel. I've already used this. I was throwing it the other day. You're going to see this in a video. I was throwing the chop block, this solid, or not solid, this one jointed soft swim bait. So this is actually soft, like a softer plastic. It's kind of hard still, but it's not super floppy. I don't know. Does that make any sense? Probably not. But anyway, I was throwing this. I was actually throwing the blue gizzard or something like that, but it got bit off, and you'll see in a heartbreaking moment of what happened. But anyway, was throwing that on the new Abu Garcia Vendetta rod. So this is the new series they come out with. And again, look at this. Thank you, Abu, for making this all comfortable. It's all smooth. Handle piece here with the reel trigger looks to be the same as the Veritas. It's this kind of like, almost like a rubbery plastic. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's kind of like a grippy type of plastic down here, which I like because, again, fit in hand is awesome for a budget combo. I want to say the rod is $79, if that's still true, I think. Funny enough, the specs on this, it's a 7.3 heavy, fast, rated for lures 3/8 up to 1.5 ounces. Now, if y'all remember me talking about the Vendetta rods back in the day, this was the exact frog rod that I used. And you know what? Looking at this, doesn't have the super micro guides. It's got kind of those, maybe even I would say on the larger side. Really, they are actually on the larger side of guides. But for frogging, I like that. I do not like micro guides for frogging. If you get any of that hairy algae, moss stuff, especially up in the tip or the first couple guides, I've had it where it's got stuck fishing, 65, 50 pound braid. I don't know how, but it will get globbed up there and stuck, and you can't even torque it in. It gets so globbed up there. So that's why I like the bigger ones. It kind of spreads it out. Yes, it might get some of it in your reel, but it's a lot easier to clean out and not lose a fish if that happens, as opposed to getting it stuck at the tip and you lose a big fish because you can't reel it in. But rod feels good, 30-ton blank. Now I know there's other things that go to that. Just because it's a 30 or 45, 46-ton, whatever, doesn't necessarily make it good, but balance on it is pretty dang good. Fit in hand is really good. I think they did some really good upgrades, Abu did to these. So more on that coming as I get to use it more and put it to the test. Okay, let's go with one that is really special. Now, for the month of November, anybody that purchases one of these, and I purchased it just like you all, the Abu Garcia Zada LP Tacked Z. So this was one that Abu Garcia did in collaboration with Tackle Warehouse. It's like the military theme, which y'all know me, I was not in the military, but hands down, I will support the heck out of anybody military. The things that they've done in the past, current things that they will do, I can't thank all them enough for us being able to sit here and do these things that we can. People way too often forget what the men and women before us did. So with this, bought this, all of the proceeds for the month of November, it was just Veterans Day. All the proceeds of this go to Heroes on the Water, which is an organization that takes military veterans out, gets them fishing. They have a bunch of different things they do. And I was really hoping I could find a veteran around me. I didn't have anybody hit me up. I talked about it on the live and stuff, but I wanted to take a veteran out on Veterans Day, do a little deal. It didn't work out, but I hope to do one of those coming up here soon. So want to show my support for the veterans. Again, I can't thank the men and women enough. I was one of the almost guys. I thought about it hard for a while. I was like, yeah, but I had asthma and I wasn't in great shape then. I'm like, I wouldn't make it. And there's a lot of almosts. And if a whole bunch of almosts was all we had for World War II and some of these other places, who didn't get drafted and stuff like that, things could have been very, very different. People forget that way too soon. So this thing is meant to kind of honor that. Made in collaboration, Tackle Warehouse, Abu Garcia worked together on this. So you can see the spool tension is like the top of a shell casing there, like the primer in the middle. Looks really neat. I like that. It's like an aluminum. It's got a good knurling on the side of it. It's in your olive drab green with kind of a darker, almost like, I don't know, what is that? Darker or a lighter, I guess, side to it. Maybe the middle there's your olive drab. It's a little bit heavier though. What's the weight? It is an aluminum frame, 7.8 ounces. That's really interesting. 20 pounds of drag. I got the 7 1-to-1 speed, 11 bearings in it. all the stuff, 12-pound mono, 110 yards. So it's all pretty standard. But a lot of people might look at a heavier reel like this and go, oh, I want a 6-ounce reel. Well, if you have a rod that is a little bit tip heavy, a little bit heavier reel like this is perfect because it helps even that out, helps balance out your combo, and it makes the whole thing feel lighter. Even if it's, 2, 3, 4 ounces more than combo over here that is really tip heavy, if you can get that rod to balance out, it feels a lot better. Gary Dobbins talked about that on his lives that he did with Hellabass, and I completely agree. Having a rod that's good and balanced can make all the difference over a combo that's 2, 3, 4, 5 ounces, lighter, can make all the difference there. So it's got a pretty decent handle length. I do like that it has the oversized EVA knobs. So nothing special about them. They're, you know, the regular cut, regular deal, but they are a little bit oversized. They feel better in hand to me. I like a larger handle knob. I hate the little tiny sissy ones like the ones on, even though I'm a Daiwa fanboy, I love Daiwa. I hate these little sissy knobs that they put, they've kind of moved over to on a lot of these, like this, the new Tatula X. Still has the sissy handles. I don't like them. But anyway, this Zada Tact Z. So aluminum frame. Feels really good in hand. It's kind of the old style of the Abus. It's not the contoured conjunction vertebrae. I don't know the word. Anyway, it's not the like the more ergonomically contoured like the new ones, but not bad in hand at all. Feels good. Still like your old, like the Gen 4s or whatever. Feels good in hand. So excited to get this out. I think that's pretty cool that they're donating proceeds of that. Like I said, I want to find a veteran locally because I want to do something special for them. So hopefully more of that to come. And if you're watching, if you're a veteran in the Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Waterloo area here in Iowa, let me know. Might need to talk to you. Okay, and last up, we've got a budget option, one that I haven't really been shopping too much of their stuff, and that's Lews. Haven't had a ton of new stuff come out. I did get the gold, what is it, Lews custom one, which is a sweet reel. Pretty dang expensive though. I need to do a full video on that. That was in my casting test video. Is that last year? I think that was last year. It's a cool reel, but again, price and all that. So with this one, this is the Lews Excel, I believe $79. Don't quote me, I think it was $79. I got the 751 speed, standard, holds 110 yards, your 12-pound monofilament, weighs 7.2 ounces, 15 pounds of drag. So this one, I noticed, it feels like it's a little bit bigger, like bulkier this way, like to the side. Feels like a little bit fatter reel. It's still short here, which is good. That keeps it nice and comfortable in hand so you can really, you know, wrap your finger around it. But in hand, I noticed it just feels a little bit more bulkier this way, right? I don't have tiny hands or anything. So I don't know. We'll have to get it out and try it and see how it feels on a rod. With the budget reels and stuff, I feel like there's a few kind of in that price range that I want to do some reviews on, maybe a cast test, put some of them head to head to see where are the good budget options these days. So it does have the little brake dial there. This doesn't have like the fancy brakes, the new, what is it, RCS or whatever they call them. This is just a regular magnet there. Now I noticed it is interesting. It's not the like the little round magnets. It's one large magnet piece. So I don't know how much of a difference that'll make. But this reminds me of like the laser, what was it, laser MG or something like that. I forget. They used to have a gray one very similar to this that I think was at that $79 price point. MC1, I forget what it was called, but very similar to that. So comment below, let me know what's your thought on Lews. Have they gone up? Have they gone down? I feel like you just don't hear as much of them anymore. I don't know, kind of strange because they used to be one of the big ones up there. So I don't know. In hand feels good. We'll have to get it out and test it and see. So that's some of the new gear I got to try out. Comment below, let me know out of all these, which one do you think is your favorite? I know for me, hands down, I'm excited to get this one out and try it. I think there's been a lot of hype around this. Initial, you know, thoughts are light. I really like the handles. Maybe not the smoothest, but we'll really have to see how those brakes work and figure out how the heck you get the side plate off to tinker with all that and look at it. I also think this for a budget setup, I'm actually really excited to get more work in with this. Feels really good in hand. I personally am most comfortable with the gear in that like higher budget range. So like 100, 130, some of it's kind of creeping up to 150 more the mid range, but with the high price stuff, I don't want to break it. You know, I get all weird about like, oh, I'll save this one and use it for this. And then I never end up using it, right? So for me, that kind of more budget stuff is where I feel comfortable. I'm not a tournament pro. I'm not out fishing for, you know, $500,000 or whatever. I'm like you all, fish on the weekends and, you know, maybe a day during the week for fun. So for me, those are the ones I really want to try. That Tatula X is screaming to me too. I'm kind of a Daiwa fanboy, but listen, comment below and let me know. Otherwise, today's subscribe, fishing friend, all my veterans. I didn't get to do a Veterans Day video like I was gonna do with a local veteran. Hopefully we can do that. If you're a local veteran, hit me up. But otherwise, thank you all the men and women in the service. Can't thank you all enough. So that's it for today. Love y'all. Thanks for watching, and until next time.